Okay, this is the stock market short-term view. We're going to look at SPY, daily cycle analysis. Remember, I'm showing you this now, but if you want to get our full analysis, now we're only going to look at a daily chart, you can get SPX, NDX, the Russell in our stock index report daily. So that's available for level 1s through level 4. So you'll be able to get every single day our analysis on these indexes, weekly and daily, and it's a great reflection of market conditions. Our proprietary indicators are in there. It's just an amazing report that Matt puts out every single day. So that's how you get the full analysis. Right now, I'm only going to show you the short-term analysis on SPY. This is the SPY chart, daily chart. And what this has is cycle analysis on it. And I always do this for those people that are new and not familiar with our style of analysis. We look at market energetics. Essentially, these arcs or cycle brackets, as they're called, are drawing tools. And what they show you is the energetic movement in the market. And you'll see where the bottom of each of these cycles come is where the low normally is in that area. So this vertical line shows you the exact spot for the low. Here was the low for that cycle. Here was the low for that cycle. Here was the low, which came right in between where our projection was right there. And now we're in the next rising phase. There's also a minor cycle in there that is 1/3 of these dominant cycles. And sometimes it's a half, sometimes it's a quarter, but in this case, very clearly 1/3 cycles are showing up in here. And we are in the first rising phase of this 1/3 cycle and the dominant cycle, which is a place where you get good upside movement, you can see. Now, it's important as we continue the teaching in here is that you understand there's some proprietary indicators in here and cycle analysis and support resistance levels. This was a left-hand translation. In other words, this rally ended on the left side of this cycle. And then when it declined, after it broke underneath this level right over here, it said the decline would likely come to the end of the cycle period, which is exactly what happened. Then there was an engulfing pattern right there, which brought the bottom of that cycle, and that was a good message. Notice how this island made the top here, the abandoned baby made the top here, and then this engulfing pattern made the bottom right over there. It's important also to note that these translations give you important messages. This positive translation, we call that a right-hand translation, is when the peak of the cycle was made way on the right side. Just absolutely exquisite. The low made right in the middle as where we expected, and then the market moving up again. The slim ribbon right over here turned positive right up over here, and then stayed positive through this little dip right there and has given you indications that the energies were still strong on the upside. That is what made this right-hand translation. The slim ribbon PO on the bottom right over here, which is our momentum indicator from the slim ribbon and gives you resumption signals, gave you a resumption signal right here that it was likely to continue up. Notice the port right in the middle of the slim ribbon on the 13 EMA. You can get the slim ribbon for free to put on TOS, Thinkorswim, if you would like, or you'll see it on our static charts also for other membership levels. So where are we right now? We are in this area right over here. We're rising. We expected that. We thought that this low would come based on the weekly chart, the intermediate bottom, and called for a rebound through this period of late October all the way through potentially into January, way out over here. This decline, this peak in December is very important. There is a VIX low expected right over here, and that means that in the next couple of weeks, we expect the VIX to bottom and then to be moving up. That would give you the stock market peak. The question is, will it peak here at that resistance at about 406? That's the intermediate 50% that comes off of the weekly chart. Here's your major 50% that comes off of the weekly and monthly chart, and your intermediate 61.8. So this resistance level over here, which I consider to be very heavy, is 414 to 419 on the SPY. The question is, will this green track be what takes it up over there and you get up to that level, or will this level up over here right around 406 or somewhere in there be where this resistance comes in and it stops the rally. That's actually what we think will happen, is that sometime here in December, specifically around this period where the VIX makes its low, will be where this peaks and then the market moves down. The lower track and this period over here of decline where this energies will be moving down in both the dominant and minor cycle can give you a pretty good decline. I want you to note these yellow ovals in here where they show you where the highest periods of risk are in these cycles, where you get the minor and dominant cycles coming down to their troughs. You can see this was a positive one right over here. It didn't give much ground. Strong decline, and another positive one. When you get the positive one, it tells you there's a lot of upward energy. So we'll see if that upward energy is the same in here. But then when you get into this period here, you're going to get into that period of risk, and we'll see what type of decline we get. If we get up here into this upper resistance, we're probably not going to take out this low at 390.14. If we stall right in over here, there's a good probability we'll take it out at 390.14. If this market stalls earlier and then breaks 390.14 on the SPY, it will be a very negative signal that we see in here. So that's an important level, 390.14, and these levels up over here, 414 to 419, extremely important on the upside. If we are in a bear market, as I expect, these levels will likely not, will prove to be very tough resistance on the upside. Let's just look now at what I have labeled in here about the market conditions for the stock market right now, which I think are important for 11/25. The cycle configuration, in other words, this configuration is positive. The cycle translation that shows you this peak well above this peak is very positive. The cycle phase is rising and early, as we are right here in this rising and early phases. The slim ribbon is positive, and when it's positive on the Thinkorswim platform, this is our level 4 charts, then it turns this green, and it turns the volume green to give you that idea. The slim ribbon PO is positive. It's green with a positive resumption. Our option bias indicator is very positive at +3. Our market condition indicator is 40 and rising. That is slightly positive. That takes into consideration the longer term conditions in the market, which were quite negative, of course. So it's turned slightly positive right now at 40. You can get all of this information, of course, on all of the indexes. If you are a level 4 member, you will get all of our proprietary information, and you'll get our market monitor, which has that all laid out for you very nicely. So again, what we're looking for is a continued rally in here out into sometime around maybe December 9th, 10th, 11th, somewhere right in there, and then turning down. Depending on how high it gets and how weak it is in here, we're going to learn a lot about the conditions of the market going forward. Right now, in that rising phase and still positive and following overall our patterns just brilliantly as the stock market has moved up in what we have considered a bear market rally. Very few analysts out there were able to call the decline as we did using this style of analysis, or the rebound as we expected to happen, because that's because we bring together the sum of the evidence of all of this information. Of course, you can do that also by becoming an askSlim member and getting this analysis and learning how to use this analysis. That's our look at the short term, and you can get that by essentially giving the gift of askSlim to yourself. This is our special bonus right now that we're offering, that we give an Amazon gift card to you after you subscribe to us. Earlier in the askSlim Market Week show, I showed you the details on this, so I encourage you to go to the top of the askSlim front page, askSlim.com, and click that Learn More button. Everything is laid out for you there, and you'll be able to see what is included in that. The special holidays give the gift of askSlim, just an amazing way to get 3 months non-recurring, so you don't have to worry about this recurring, and learn the tremendous amount of information that we share can be very valuable